All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Overshot, a paintball podcast. Before we get started with the guests we have for you today, we have to tell you, of course, about Xana Sportsman. They just came out with a brand new duffel bag, the 29L duffel bag. I believe it's on pre-orders. So if you head over to their website, DieZanaSports.com, you can go check out that and all the other things they have, joggers, gloves, t-shirts. If you're looking to get custom jerseys, definitely reach out. And anything you purchase from them, use code Overshot when you check out, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. They're really a great company. They've helped us out for a long time. So definitely go check them out and support us at the same time. The other company I got to tell you about is Volcano, man. The best bags on the planet. I love mine. I know like you see them all over the place, man. Everyone's rocking them. Sloviak, a bunch of other people. They're the perfect size, man. We're all up here in the Northeast. Again, dude, I talk about it all the time. Rolling a roller bag through the mud and the snow, it sucks, dude. Dude, the Volcano bag is perfect. It fits all your gear and it goes on your back. You're not dragging it through shit. So go to their website, which is volcanousa.com. It says it below. And the code there is Overshot10, and you'll get 10% off your bag and anything else you purchase. Their t-shirts are kind of fire. I got a bunch of them. But now that I'm done with that, I'm excited to talk to our guest, recent champs of the TSXL. Matt has been on the podcast before. This is Mike's first time. The guys from the East Coast Raptors. Dude, thanks for joining us, man.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. So, Matt, you've been on the show once before, and you've got a chance to kind of give yourself a little intro. But, Mike, this is your first time. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and the first time you played paintball and what that was like for you?
Whew. Okay. So, we're going to go back a little ways. I'm 33 now. My first time I ever played paintball was at Nick Criscione's birthday party at Cousins Paintball out in Long Island. I don't remember, maybe like 12, 13 years old.
Hell
and
yeah.
We started off playing in the woods. It's like everybody else. Went and bought, cut as many lawns as I could. So we got enough money to buy a Tip 98 custom. Got in the woods, started playing.
Pink.
That's it. Yeah. Came back, so hyperball, started playing that. Started playing speedball Cousins, PTSs, turned to PSPs, Captain Carls, you name it. Started playing all these local tournaments, NEPL, played everything, and then got into PSP. Started playing with PSPs. Then, life kind of hit. Got out of that for a little while, stopped playing for a little while, and then came back once everything kind of settled. I played for NWO for 2 seasons, NXL. And life kind of hit. And I stopped playing with them and got out for another, I don't know, it was like maybe 5 years. And then finally got weekends off again and went to happenstance, man. Had Ian Wallace from our team and I worked together. So he was new, assigned to the office, and he was like, "Oh, dude, I saw your paintball pictures on your Instagram." I'm like, "Hey, play whatever." He's like, "Come down for a tryout." And here I am wearing a Raptor shirt, so it worked out. So
the rest is history, right, man? As I say.
History. Yeah, that's
cool,
it.
Man. So I definitely want to focus on the event. It's the first event of the year for you guys. I'll give Matt a little bit of chance to talk. So going into this event, what were some of the things you guys were doing to prepare?
We've been practicing pretty hard. We've been doing a lot of drills.
Third event of the year, by the way. Third event of the year. Fact check right now. Third event of the year.
Third event.
The indoor didn't count. Cut it out.
What, the 3-man? Cut that out?
Gravel.
I will say he's got a good argument because we've always say 3-man is not real paintball.
I love 3-man, so I don't know.
There we go. That makes a lot of sense.
I didn't play that event, so it's probably why we didn't win. But no, we played hard all over the winter. We practiced a lot as much as we could. We played the Jim Kim D4 5-man just for warm-up tournament for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't go too hot. 5-man 5-man doesn't seem to be the Raptors' strong suit. Seems like X-ball is where we thrive a little bit. Don't know why, but we like X-ball. Then we played the FTP D4 X-ball event to start off the season. We took second there to newbies. It was a good event for us. In the dark, yeah, and finished in the dark. But we
that was
learned a lot
super
about
late event. I saw super late.
We learned a lot about our team though at that event. Noticed a few things that we really needed to work on, and we hit that real hard after that event. Practicing for TSXL, we have a good relationship with the Bears, as Mike said. He's friends with Nick, so we went out to High practice with them one day. Really tried to work on some things, which helped us out. Great experience coming from those guys. And then obviously, one of the biggest things I think that played a factor for us coming into this was for the first time, Raptors had a pit crew.
It helps.
We had a pit crew and a coach. The last couple events, I was captain, player, coach, all at the same time, and that
Too
is
many hats, dude. Too many hats.
Too many hats. Yeah, it was tough. You're coming off the field trying to figure out what you did wrong or what you did right, and at the same time trying to swap lines and figure out breakouts, and it just overwhelms you. So having Nick there was huge. So big shout out to Nick helping us out at that event. But yeah, we've just been working really hard. We're trying to build the organization. We have a solid roster right now. A lot of experience on our line. And
where do you guys get your main grind at? Like, what's your home field?
Along with paintball, LLP.
Okay.
We were there most weekends, but we've been here and there. We try to get to High once in a while. Unfortunately, it's 3 hours for all of us. It's 4 minutes and a hop and a skip for Mike, so he likes it, but
no, dude, it's nice because normally like we're used to driving because like for the longest time like no one really comes to Long Island to practice, so I zero sympathy from me, dude. I've made that 3 hour trek the other way numerous times.
Long live kids. 30, I gotta go an hour. Like, dude, come on, man.
No, listen, I actually don't mind
minimum Long Island.
No, here's the thing.
It could be 5. So
I don't mind driving.
Facts.
Driving through New York is the worst thing in the world.
The worst thing on the planet, dude.
Ever.
Every time, right, Mike?
You guys choose. Hey, hold on. You guys choose to live there. You guys chose to live there, not me.
I'm working on it. I was born here. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah, same.
Trap.
Our practice against the Bears on the way home, we left Mike's house. We went to the practice, then we went to a barbecue at Mike's. And I told my wife I'd be home in 3 hours. I left. 40 minutes after I left, I was still 3 hours from my house.
You lied.
I don't know if your wife is gonna watch this podcast. Left. How many times did you leave that barbecue?
No, I tried to leave. Nick Hecht was a different story.
Okay.
But that was true about the time.
MVP Nick Hecht. Hold on. Excuse me.
MVP Nick Hecht.
Correctly.
Cyborg.
Put some respect on that name.
Yeah, he's MVP, man.
Yeah.
No,
tough playing on that side. It's lonely. So, not a lot of love on that side.
So again, going into the event, like, what were some of the things you did to get ready to figure out kind of the layout? Were you guys mainly like a drills kind of thing, or how do you guys like break down layouts?
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, sure. We did a lot of. First off, we started. I think the first time we played on it was at High right, with the Bears. Matt?
Yep.
Yeah, we went to High with the Bears. So right off the bat, we were lucky enough to get it broken down by guys like Robbie Altomore, Nick Crescione, these guys that have played at that top level. So we got to get their spin on it. We bounced some ideas off of them, like, hey, listen, we were thinking of X, Y, and Z, and they were like, that's a good idea. This is not a good idea because of whatever. And they were super helpful on it. So we started off by just doing like 30-second breakout drills. What can you make alive? What can you make alive? And High is dirt, so there's no turf, so you can't slide. So we got good at being able to get into bunkers that was more difficult because you were on the dirt. You bounce, you don't slide there.
Yeah, right.
So we got used to doing that, and then when we went to Long Island, I think it translated well on the turf field because we were able to get a little further than we could there. So we started off with those, with the 30 seconds, and then we progressed to like a minute drills, and then we were doing, just secondary bumps and this and that. We learned a lot, and there was honestly a lot of that had to do with the Bears, Alfred, Frank Antomaso from Revel. Like it was a lot of those guys were there while we were there, and it was super helpful. We really I feel like everybody on our team had a very good idea of the field and how it played out. By the time we went to the tournament, it was like second nature. Like everybody knew where their shots were. Wherever you went, everybody knew exactly what the shots were from whatever bunker, and I think that helped a lot for sure.
Oh, it definitely did. We'll get into it because you guys obviously said well, but I love Robbie. Like, he was out at Cousins like a couple, God, time flies, but it's probably months now. I think he was helping the Covenant guys. I think they were paying him to come coach or whatever. And he's talking, and I'm literally standing right. I'm not a part of their team, and I'm like listening to everything he's saying, dude, because the way he looks at the game is like crazy. And what things he was saying, like getting low and rep and using the mini W, but get super low so you can block that. I was like, dude, he's so smart.
And it's not only him, man. It's his brother. His brother Joey is equally as smart as him.
Yeah.
You know, Robbie obviously played for NYX, so he really, you know, played pro and you know, whatever that means. But Joey,
Right.
Same thing. Like guys like Joey and Nick haven't played pro, but also haven't played pro in the NXL, but also they still have that.
They have
like,
a professional mind.
next level. Yeah, that next level. It's unbelievable how fast they break that stuff down. And again, to help our team, it was awesome. You know, it was really nice of them to do that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Mike and I also went to, we came on Saturday and watched the Elite Division play. Mike was helping out the Bears in the pit a little bit, but just showing up and watching that division play too, you know, I felt like I got a lot of insight into the field just by watching that.
Right, get all the info you can, man.
Yeah, I wasn't there all day, but I was there for, you know, I don't know, 2 hours or so, maybe 3 hours. And I just kind of tried to see how guys were playing the field, see what I saw that was working for certain teams. I can tell you right now that field, that Dorito side played a huge factor for us that a few teams weren't seeing even in the Elite Division. Not plugging myself there, Mike. I'm just saying. No, like when
Matty
got
was brought up for MVP.
yeah,
I'll be honest. I'll be
Matty
legit.
K. Shout out to Matty K for the
It
nomination.
was brought up a little bit. You know, the
No,
back
but
guys love though.
But a lot of teams were going to that can, even in the Elite Division, and they were shooting Dorito side.
Mhm.
And then they would get shot from the snake, or the snake would make a big bump, or somebody would make a bump in the middle of the field that they were missing. And then the teams that were looking snake side from that can were locking down the field way better because you could stop the other team's snake from going from S2 to S3 if you put your shots in the right spot.
Right.
And we started to really play that heavy, and it helped us a lot because it kind of helped take some pressure off on the snake side and then allowed our Dorito guys to go to work and allowed our snake guys to not have pressure. So little things like that, just seeing it on the day before for me was big. I know myself because I knew I was going to be playing back there. So, and I'm sure Mike had similar situations that he was watching all day on the Dorito side, but it was definitely helpful.
I think we kind of reverse engineered that from practice too. Because
Yeah.
like I was saying, when we were doing those 30-second breakout drills, we're going to that can. It's a very simple bunker to make, and we're getting shot from across the field from the snake side, the god that Aztec.
The God.
Right. So guys, like again, playing against high level guys like these Bears guys, they're going to that god and shooting back to the inside. I'm like, how am I getting shot going to this can? Like, where the hell is this paint coming from? And then when the paint's coming that way, you're like, oh, okay, well, I could throw paint back the same way. And that's kind of how we developed that lane of being able to shoot that guy out. And once we brought that to our practice and we had our guys do it over and over and over and over again, you know, they became efficient at it, and it was helpful.
Yep.
No, dude. So another thing I want to know is now that it's been a little bit, there was lucky enough to be a live stream. So did you guys watch your games back that were broadcasted and break them down yourself to try and improve your like skills and stuff and see what you guys did well, what you guys didn't do well, even though you guys won? So I mean, it's kind of hard to be like, oh man, we played like shit.
Honestly, we did play like shit in the beginning. We almost didn't even make it out of the prelims. So there's definitely some stuff to work on, even though, you know, we got where we got. But yeah, I mean, I always go back and try to watch it. I mean, sometimes you can only see so much about yourself on there, depending on, you know, the camera angles. I know Comp was having a little trouble with the water, so I don't think we had all the angles they normally provide. But
right now, I watched a lot of the live stream. It was snake heavy. A lot of views were of the snake.
You know what though? They couldn't see across the other side of the field, so I can't blame them for that.
Yeah,
you know, they had nothing but rain. Those guys did a great job, and that was a really cool thing to be able to
Oh no,
No,
it was.
dude,
They
I
did a
thought it
great
was
job, but
tremendous. I thought
the
it was
water
great.
was killing us.
Yeah.
The rain would not stop. So, but yeah, I mean, the live stream is always awesome. It always helps to really go back and see what happened. Even the points you lost, especially to go back and say what happened that point, and you see, I was looking this way instead of this way, and I missed the guy who bumped right up to the 50 or something. And it's like, oh God, like
It holds
5
people
seconds too
accountable.
soon. Yeah, it does. It does.
You know what it is too? It's exactly, you just said it. There's no bullshit. And you're like, oh, bro, I did go to that can and shoot the inside like I was supposed to. And you're like, you watch the podcast, you're like, hey, knucklehead, I just watched you go to that can and shoot the Doritos like what's inside.
Yep.
So do your job. That's the whole Raptors paintball thing. That's what we're trying to push. Like,
do your job.
Don't be a superstar. Just do your job. We have good game plans. Do your job. And I think that's what separates the lower division teams from the higher division teams is guys go in as a team and play with that mindset of like, this is my job. And as long as I do my job and don't get shot out, we will do well. That's what we're trying to push as an organization. That's what we're trying to teach everybody,
No, for sure. You're right. That like big brain stuff, like it's because it's like a song almost where like you got to do your job because your job is to make someone else's job easier and give him the opportunity to do something else. So the third guy is free to do his, you know what I mean? And it all works together. And if one guy drops that, the whole thing falls apart.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
That layout was huge for that.
Second. Yep.
That layout was all about zones. Like if you dropped a zone on that layout, especially looking D side, the D side could capitalize in like that because you're almost every time off break, especially once we got into round of 8 and prelims or finals, like guys were in D4 within 10 seconds.
Yeah,
like it was hit D3 off break and immediately bump to D4. So if you drop a zone on that D side, he's in your Dorito within the first 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So
shout out to Bomb Squad. Holy shit, Bomb Squad was in there first. I think Bomb Squad was in there first, and they were in there every time, and it just that just made the point that much difficult.
Yeah, shout out to them because that was our toughest match of the whole day. Even the ones we lost in prelims, like we were grinding on the Bomb Squad match. Man. They were.
That was on that. Yeah, we had our shit together by the Bomb Squad game, and so did they. Like, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Maddie, weren't we talking about this earlier? We had no idea until we checked. Obviously after the tournament, you go back and you look at like the whole APPA and this and that. We go back and we look at it afterwards, and we're like, "Yo, Bomb Squad only lost 1 point before they played us."
Yeah, like, we had no idea that they were the number 1 seed and we were the 8th seed.
they were coming in hot, man. They made some key additions too.
Yeah, they were really good, dude. Those guys were really good.
They picked up the 2 kids from Riot.
Yep.
The little kid Cannon, and then the kid that they were playing in the sneak, Bobby with the backwards hat. I mean, I'm not a fan of wearing a backwards hat, but I mean it works, man. You know what I mean? But the kid Cannon was living over there. That little kid. I've seen him play a bunch.
No, that was a crazy match. It took it to overtime, so that was big for us, especially because we didn't even know we were the 8th seed. We didn't even look. So
thank God, because if we
that's
we
mind games.
We'd probably play it different. Who knows?
Right, you would have psyched yourselves out a little bit.
The past 3 tournaments, I think we played the past 3 X-Ball matches. We were the number 1 or number 2 seed going in. FTP, we were number 1 seed in our division, and it's always a lot of pressure when you're the number 1 seed because everybody wants to take you down. When you go in as the 8th seed, nobody's thinking about you as a threat, I think. So
Dude, 100%. If you're the number 1 seed, you can only lose. You can only get worse. Like at best, you stay the same. Right. That's best case scenario.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we had like little small victories. Like everybody on the team, like me and Maddie were talking about it. There was like little small storylines that played out throughout this tournament that like history between guys and teams and this and that, and it just felt good all the way around. And especially with the with the rain and everything, it was a cool win. It was special. It felt special. I don't know. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was the first W for Raptors as an organization.
Hell yeah, let's go.
So that was big for us. And also, I mean, Waldo knows we were D5 last season to start us off, and we came into D4 and we've took second and first in our first 2 X-Ball events. So that's big for us. Yeah,
dude, you guys are working hard, and hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, my dude.
Yep, agreed.
So what did you guys do? How do you guys like prepare for the rain? Like, did you do anything different? Do you guys are you just like, hey, get 10 rolls of paper towels? Like, what are some of the things you guys do to help combat the elements as a team?
I put my visor on.
Pro tip, buy a visor.
These guys are making fun of me and Nick Heck. Me and Nick Heck both played like back in the the older era, and they were like, "Yo, Hansson and Heck had like electrical tape and taped up their barrels. Like, why would they do that?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. Like, I thought everybody did that. We don't do that anymore. Like,
that's the way to do it, bro. That's what I remember."
Well, I didn't make fun of you. I just said that I don't use it because I never stop shooting, so the water can't get in my barrel.
There you go.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outward pressure of air doesn't allow the water in if I just never stop shooting.
God.
So
Ian gave us the whole
physics lecture.
Yeah, whatever.
Paintball science.
Yeah, and then I put
because I'm not smart, man. I don't want no school. We're not learning out here. I want no math.
We all put our rain lids on too. But if you look at every single picture of me from the event, my rain lid was literally open the entire time I was playing. And I was like, I don't know why I just didn't use my speed feed all day, because my lid was literally, after the first breakout, I would pop it open. Every picture, it's open and I'm playing.
You're better than me. He's better than me. The first time I went to Phil, I slide into Dorito 1. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm doing my job, whatever. I take the pot out and I just dump it on the top of my closed loader.
All the time. All the time.
I've done that plenty of times. That's when I used this brother loader one time, and I did that, and then I ripped the lid off and I threw it in the woods. And then I come back. He's like, "Where's the lid to my hopper?" I'm like, I don't need that shit. He's like, "Yeah, but it's my hopper." I was like, "I'll buy you a new one. Don't worry about it. I don't need that shit."
It's the Waldo Speed Feed 2.0.
Dude, every single time we would get back in the pits and start getting ready, the rain would stop. And I was like, all right, speed feed's going on. As soon as I put it on, it started pouring again. Every single time. It was like, I just
leave it off then.
Yep.
You break your lid. Everybody else uses speed.
Oh, yo, shout out to Jim for those microfibers too, man.
Oh yeah,
lifesaver, huge.
We went through like 500 microfibers. I think we kept going back in and buying them from Jim. We're like, we need 10 more. We need 10 more.
They were paper towels. Use them and just they're wet now. Oh.
Yeah. Until next time, my friend.
Jim's got a box of 1,000 in the garage, so he'll be all right.
It might be like 900 now. I think we went through.
The Raptors went through at least 100 that day.
You're right. I'm sure you guys weren't the only ones. All right, cool. So we've kind of talked about a couple of them, but now I want to hear. So how was the tournament for you guys? You said your prelims were a little rough, but kind of give our listeners a little bit of breakdown of the games. Like, how was your first game?
Like a play-by-play.
Yeah.
Almost.
What was our first game, Maddie?
Yeah, hold on one second. The wife's calling.
Oh boy.
They don't get in trouble.
Taking grenades here, Maddie. All right. What do you call it? No,
you guys were saying like the prelims were a little rough, so yeah.
So we came out. Listen, it's a traditional thing. I don't know why we do it. Where everybody's all hyped up. It might just be jitters. It might just be because we're a newer team. We come out. We always come out. We smash the first 2 points, and it honestly has become a joke amongst our team. Is we win the first 2 points of every match we ever play. FTP and TSXL together. We come out. We win 2 points. And then we lose 2 or 3. It's like classic. We just don't. I don't know whether it's just us not adapting or them adapting and us not counter adapting or whatever it may be. But or maybe we're just feeling ourselves and then we play a little floppy. It could be something as simple as that too. But our first couple matches, I don't remember who our first. I don't have the ATP. What? Oh, it was Brave.
Brave 4-4, and ended up being the final score.
Dude. First of all. Team's a bunch of studs. Those kids are awesome. I think their D3 line was D4 last year, and they won World Cup. So that says everything that needs to know about that organization. And those guys came out. We thought we went into that as our hardest match of the prelims. We're like, all right, if we can make it through Brave, we'll be all right. Yeah. So we go and we come out the first 2 points, and again, I got to go back to the thing, but I'm pretty sure we smoked them 30 seconds the first 2 points, and we're like, we're like, bro, we're doing this. This is it. This is our tournament. And then we go back. Maddie, I was telling him about the 2 point curse.
Oh yeah,
We win,
always.
yeah. So then we come out, we smoke them we're talking about the Brave game, first one. Smoke them the first 2 points. Next thing you know, give a couple points back, and then now it's like anybody's game.
Yeah, now you're really like back and forth punch kind of style. Yeah.
Raptors paintball, not fun. That's what I was all thinking about. Not fun. Not fun whatsoever. It's just gray hair all day. So, but yeah, we came back and so the Braves game, it was 4-3 if I remember correctly, and we toweled with less than 10 seconds, which is obviously young team mistake. We didn't know that. We weren't watching the clock. We weren't doing our job administratively for that end of it. And I think it was maybe 2 minutes or so left, and it was 4-3. We were up. Braves coming down the field. We're losing the point. Fine, no problem. We just got to make sure they don't hit the buzzer in that time.
Right.
So live behind your gun, lock it up, shoot your paint, keep them down for that minute and whatever. And we wind up toweling or right before they hit the buzzer or whatever. And again, we weren't really aware of the clock. That was our fault. That was the game that we should have won. We should have won that game 4-3, even with our mistakes. That would have completely alleviated the stress of worrying about if we were going to make the Ochos or not. But yeah,
to put you in a situation where you had to win, man. So now going forward, you guys had to crush it.
Maybe it helped in the long run. So, but the second game,
you guys played Gator Gang.
Yeah, that was Marcelo's guy. Marcelo Margot was coaching those guys, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yep. Gator Ganger don't bang. Yeah.
Yeah, we were also up 2-0 on that game and blew it. So.
Yeah.
Taylor's all this time. Yeah.
Dude,
yeah,
unbelievable.
We don't know why that's the case. Did you told them about the first event, Mike, that happened?
The first in FTP?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like our curse, man.
Yeah, it's every event, and it's like the same thing. The first 2 points we come out and we're on top of it, and then it's something happens and we don't know what it is yet. Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you'll crack it, then you'll just win the next two, and you'll start mercying people, dude.
Hopefully, dude. I'll tell you what, Gator Gang is again, and I'm not just whatever. Gator Gang is a stud team, dude. Those guys are another team that was really good. That was a tough bracket.
Yeah.
And,
dude, they're not paying Marcelo to come coach because they want to stink. Like,
bro, they did their job. They went there, and it was like they had one kid that would go to that outermost Dorito. I think it was the 4 or the 3 or whatever they were doing. And that kid had the most boring job in the world. It was just keep Nick Hecht in and shoot the wire so Nick Hecht can't rap. And he did. And my job as the guy behind Nick was to, accelerate Nick's game. And the people that were shooting at him, put them in so Nick could continue to do his thing and get the kills. And, dude, like, this kid forced me into a couple of bad decisions where I tried to snap out into this kid's paint. He smoked me. And the kid had a boring job all day. I'm like, if this kid's going to get me, he's going to be bored doing it. And, but they stuck to their job. And I think that's why they did so well.
Yeah. Like you were saying before, it's important. Like that was his job. That was his part of the song. He had to do that. So other people had to do his thing,
Yeah, for sure.
No, but like we were saying before, like those guys, like I know them like a little bit. I follow them on social media and stuff. Like they're not, like I said, they're not paying Marcelo because they want to try to get worse. They're just, that kind of like, you guys had a tough bracket, dude. But it's like, they're trying to get better, man. So they're going to be a tough team.
Yeah, for sure. And then the Tropic game, Tropic's a good team too. It was just, we were just like, bro, one tie and one loss. Like, what are you doing? So we're like, we just went berserker mode and just came out. We 4-0'd them. We all played. We all did our job right. We played angry, scared paintball.
Yeah.
Right? We were just like, wow, we have to win this game.
Well, we knew if we tied or lost that game, it was over. So we had to play our hardest.
You had to win big. You know what I mean? You had to win big too.
Well, honestly, that was the only reason we made it out of prelims was because we had that 4-0. And then I think Braves didn't have a 4-0, so they point spread wise, I think we took it, right? I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Looking at that, yeah. Your win margin was better because you had a 4-0 when they had a 3-2.
Right. So that 4-0 was huge for us.
And your loss was a lot closer than their loss. Their loss was they lost 5-1. And Braves won 2 of my events last year. It's not all the same guys, but they definitely, and I kind of said something that they should have bumped up to D3, but whatever.
They got a D3 line, don't they?
They have a D3 line, but they had a D3 line last year and a D4 line, and their D4 line, same with a lot of these teams, like 4 out of 7 bumped up to D3. So they're going to rotate the 3 D3 players or however they're going to do it. That's between them. But like I said, they're a tough team. They've been in it a while. Like you said, Gator Gang had Marcelo Koshin and stuff like that. So it was definitely not an easy bracket. Tropic Thunder, Richie does what he does to have a competitive team, whatever he has to do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're like, I don't know who he's got over there, but then you're like, he finds guys. So you end up making it out, but 4-0, and then you draw. I'm trying to see who'd you guys draw after that? You said Bomb Squad, and Bomb Squad was playing.
Hardest game all day, dude. Hands down, no question. If we didn't play on top of our game, I mean, if we play them 10 times, we split 5-5. I think those guys are really good.
Oh yeah, so how did that break down for you guys?
I mean, we were playing that field real D side heavy. Mm-hmm. That's where a lot of our damage was getting done, and they were also playing at D side heavy.
No love. So, no love on that
so it was just it was World War III on the D side on that whole match. It was just a straight up battle, and
that's my kind of paintball. I like that shit. Just fucking smash heads, dude.
Yeah, it was just a straight up clash on the D side, and they were sending 3 bodies more times to the D side, I believe, where we were sending 2, and then I was kind of in that back can, kind of hybrid D side snake side. Mm-hmm. But they were in that D4 right away. They had another guy behind them, and then I think they were even in the D1 sometimes. It's hard to see the other side of the field, so I could be wrong on that, but there was just a lot of D side pressure from them. So it was putting a lot of pressure on Mike and Nick, and it was just it threw us off our game a little bit because
it would never die.
Never die.
We were doing the same thing, so it was not really working out. That's why it came down to a sudden death or an overtime point, because it was basically a clash, and somebody would come out of one right ball, basically put the other team on top every point. So it was a good match.
Dude, it was exciting to watch.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
So you guys take that in overtime with the overtime point. Going in, you have one more before the finals. Who is your next game against?
No,
Leverage.
They had semifinals first. They played Leverage, and then they had finals.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yep.
So Leverage is a team that play. I mean, everyone from our area knows who Leverage is. Granted, this is their D4 team. So how did that game break down for you guys? I love it. You guys got to make sure you're watching this on YouTube. I know we're a podcast too, but I mean, my man Mike with the facial expressions is killing it this episode.
I wear my heart on my sleeve, man.
Yeah.
I got his fish thing too. Shout out to the fishes.
Oh, shoot, man. That's
Yeah, Mike with one of the better backdrops too, man.
Hey, that's all I got, man. Hey,
make it do.
Shockingly enough, that fish's name is Nemo. I can't imagine why. Because all 3 of my kids are like, "That's Nemo, and that's Nemo, and that's Nemo." Everybody's Nemo.
Right, they're all Nemo. But like I was saying, Leverage is like from our area. Everyone knows who Leverage is. So how did that? I mean, you guys obviously won because you went on to the finals. But how did it? First of all, how did it feel to fucking beat them? Because like I said, you guys are also a long-lived team. I mean, Leverage kind of brings the smoke, for lack of a better term, or not. So did it have to feel nice to hand them a little bit of a beating, man?
Yeah, I mean, we play them a lot, so we have a good idea of how they play. Mm-hmm. We play them on Sundays a lot. We also played them at the FTP event too. They were also in our bracket. So we've had a lot of experience playing against them, so we know how they play, which I think helps us. But I mean, it also helps them. They know how we play. So I think at that point of the day, we were just kind of on fire after beating Bomb Squad, and we just came out hot. I think we ended up mercying them. We went up by 4. But I mean, it was a good match, but we were on top of it that match, and just we came out strong. So
Dude, Leverage is a sick team, bro. Those guys got all the backing in the world. They got nothing but talent. They got some of the best guys at Longwood, some of the best guys in the Northeast on that team for sure. Those guys are filthy. And it was, we were playing angry paintball at that time. We were like, fuck it, dude. Like we're gonna make a run for this damn thing. And we, again, I think we beat them on the D side in that game. That's why we wound up coming out on top.
Yeah, we know they're more of a snake heavy. They're a little bit more of a snake team. So I know my job in that match was just pelt that snake and don't let them down the snake. And then let our D side guys go to work. And then, if we can get their snake player off break, which I think we did twice, it allows Ian and Drew and Nick and Andy, whoever's on the snake side there, to push the snake side at that point, because they have we have scotch tape a couple times and they could just push down. So,
and they were pissed too because we knocked them out at FTP, or what isn't it? It's called something else now, right?
TPL or something like that.
Yeah, TPL. The players. I keep calling it FTP.
Yeah, I don't want to call it the wrong thing. I don't want to whatever.
TPL.
Yeah, we tied them at that event. We tied our match because we got a major with 1 second left. Shout out to Andy.
Matty, did we knock them out when I'm screaming for you to go up the field and you just sat there and we're picking the grass? I'm like, Matty, there's one guy left. I was like, you could literally watch on the podcast. I'm begging. It's me and Matt, and it was a 3-on-2. I got lucky. Straight luck. I suck. I look inside. I hit the one kid on the inside, whoever it was, whatever, and then I straight Goonie crosshand. One lucky ball. I shoot.
Hannafin.
Yeah, I shoot him. One lucky ball on the inside, and there's one kid I know he's 2 bunkers in front of me, and Matt's by himself on the snake side. I'm like, dude, just come up the field and shoot.
It was so hard to hear. And
on the podcast, you hear me begging, please come shoot this kid, please.
I was in snake corner, and I had 10 balls left in my hopper. And when I slid into snake corner, there was somebody in the snake too. But I guess he got shot immediately after I slid in, and I didn't see him walk off. So Mike's on the D side on the D40. Leverage has someone on the D40. And they're battling each other back and forth. And I'm in the snake side just posted. And Mike's screaming at the top of his lungs, Matt, it's just him. Help me. Matt, it's just him. Help me. And I'm sitting there like this, just waiting with 10 balls, waiting for their D-side player to make a move because I still think there's a snake player. And Mike ends up getting the leverage guy, and he comes walking over. He's like, bro, I was screaming for you. I was like, I had 10 balls, and I swore there was somebody in the snake.
I was scared. He was scared, dude.
Dude, I had drool. I had drool coming out of my mouth. I'm sweating. I'm dying. I'm pumped because I just snapped this kid out. I'm like, Matt, what are you doing? I'm begging you. I've been begging you. Please, for the love of God, come up the field.
So now that you've
they had a shit, man. We played them again. Again, it was in a winner go home situation. We played them again in the TSXL, and we came out on top, man.
Yeah. So now that you've beaten Leverage twice and knocked them out, has Jim come to you to make you the flagship team of Long Live? Or
whoa! Leverage is not the flagship team. Leverage is not the flagship team.
Where's Jim?
Okay.
Whoa! I'm going to tell you, I spent enough car rides with Jim.
Wait, so then who?
I need a drink.
There is no flagship team. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, I'm trying. Overshot, dude. Jim wears an Overshot jersey, so Overshot's the flagship team.
Oh, Waldo, you need to start plugging the Raptors in there.
Yeah.
The Overshot, you know what I mean? Overshot Factory. That's who Jim Kim's a part of. He'll never play an event with us because he only plays events at his own field. But anyway.
But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to get my little shot in right there. So, like I said, obviously you guys win that game. You guys are hyped. Going into the finals, you guys are playing AK, a team from our area. My brother plays on that team, although I do not think they'll let him play. I'll let that be known.
Your brother pods for them. Your brother's a nice guy, though. But your brother got the pods for them every point in the rain. So
they should have let him play. That's neither here nor there.
Then maybe they would have did better. You know,
that's what I'm saying. We'll never know because I didn't. But so you guys are going into that game. You guys are, like I said, hot. You guys are feeling hyped right now. So going into that game, what was like the emotions like in the pit? Was it like, yo, we're gonna win this, or was it nerve wracking? What was going on right before that game?
Well, at that point, we were pumped to be in the finals after our horrendous prelims. And then, it was trying to break the Raptors curse, get in the finals and just not being able to put it together. And then, Waldo did us a solid by giving them a free point to start us off.
Oh,
And,
all right, so let's break it out. We'll say it right now. So, yes, technically, normally the third and fourth place team does play the first point. And then the first and second place teams play the second point in a split deck match.
But
what happened was I put the Raptors and AK up first because they looked the most ready.
we look ready. We were.
How did that work out?
Because this is what happened. Because you guys beat Leverage so quick with time on the clock.
Oh my God!
Very ready.
I can't wait to go back and watch this and be like, you see.
So, yes, what ended up happening is AKA was on the box. The Raptors weren't. They didn't have enough time to call a timeout, and the first point went to AKA. But we all know the Cinderella story is the Raptors end up winning. So what happened?
Wait, I have a question for you. Well, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did Samurai Pat? I can't wait till he watches this. Did Samurai Pat ever turn around and be like, "No, listen, like that's bullshit. Let's start it over"? No.
I mean, I don't think Matty muted it. I didn't hear that.
Samurai, I see you, bro.
I mean, why would you have done that?
What?
Would you have done that? It's easy to say now when you win the event, but
I love Mike. Mike is like, this is not about me and what I would do. This is about what Pat did.
Yeah, I love. So I knew Pat. I grew up playing with Pat, Robbie, like Nick, all those guys, like back in the ECE days. So like I know all those guys from that.
Your boys.
So I'm looking across to the other pit, like Pat. Seriously, bro, like you let this shit happen like this? Like this is how you guys gonna win this tournament right now, really? And I heard crickets coming from that side. I'm like, okay.
But that pumped you up,
dude. We were
on the first point. Well, the second point.
After that, did you get mad?
Well, you've seen Jurassic Park where they feed the cow to the Raptors in the pit. That's you guys took AKA and you put them up there and you just lowered them down in. We were so revved up.
That's the next meme.
Bro, I was so mad, dude. That poor kid in the snake. I gave him too much. I apologize. Personally, I apologize. I think it was Phil. I apologize, Phil.
No, they're super nice guys and a great team. But we were just so amped up. It was you could have put anybody out there. I'm not sure they would have won.
Yeah.
We were just amped up.
Samuel Jackson's over there. Hold on to your butts, guys. And just on
that poor kid in the snake. It was like somebody needed to die, and unfortunately, it was
him. Cool, man. So, was this your first win as a team?
Yes.
Dude, so what's it like? Dude, gotta be sick, dude. How does it feel, man? Your first win, dude. So, the buzzer rings. It's over. You guys are the winners, dude. What's going through your head? I know, Matt, like you're like one of the big, as far as I'm concerned, you are the East Coast Raptor, because I know mainly you think. I know you're wearing the thing, but I think this is kind of Matt's thing here. So, dude,
what is it, John Hammond? Am I John Hammond? I created it. Yeah. Dude, what was your line, Mike?
You crazy son of a bitch! You did it.
We need to get you the cane with the mosquito and the ember on top, dude. But your first win, dude. The buzzer goes off. You got what's going through your mind, dude? You guys are winning. Winners. What's going on?
We were all ecstatic, man. Everybody's worked so hard. You know, there's not a single guy on this team that didn't put in serious work. I mean, shout out to Nick Furka. I mean, he came in the, he wasn't really feeling like he was having a great day in the beginning of the day. Some things weren't messing for us, so he sat a few points. And then, we put him in against Leverage, I think it was, and Drew on the snake side. Ian hurt his ribs at one point, so Ian sat. So we put Drew and Furka in snake side, and they just went to work. They had a hell of a semis and finals, and just really showed up. Nick Heck and Mike were crushing D side all day. Just anybody we put in, I mean, did their job and got it done. So all the practice and everything was just great to see the hard work pay off.
It just showed the team was deep. It's cool to have confidence in the other guys that are on your team. So to know, like, hey, if I need a break, these guys go in and it's smoke, and or vice versa. Everybody was clicking by the end of the tournament, and that's really, I think, what made it special. It was in the rain. It was against guys that we know that are good, that have been established, like
ex-teammates.
It was it was like such a good deep breath. Like, holy shit, we did it finally. Like we know we got the tools to do it. It's nice to see everybody step up and to get it done.
No, it's awesome to have that reminder. That's like I'm doing this for a reason, and this is the reward.
Yeah, like we want to run with this, man. This is not like this team. Matty put this together. Give him all the credit in the world. Like Matty's the admin guy behind the scenes. Like this guy it's like a second job for him for sure. Managing 9 dudes and trying to do what's best for us in terms of scheduling and who we're going to play against, times, this and that. Matty really steps up for that. So not kissing his ass because he's on the podcast right now. I really like to make fun of him more, but he deserves the credit where credit's due, man. Like he puts a lot into it. So this team is going to be around for a long time. I don't think we're going to be. I mean, we're going to spend the season in D4. I think that's the plan, and then the sky's the limit. So like we want to continue to be successful at every level.
Next year, Elite Bay State Bandits, we coming.
Oh, then we gotta find
the Bears. No, against the Bears. You can play against your coach.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nick.
Ooh, Nelly.
Ooh, Nelly. But no, I'm actually glad you kind of brought that up and leaned into it. So, what's the future for the Raptors? What do you guys got going on? Like, I know the layout just came out. Are you guys flying to wherever? I guess Florida coming up. Is that something you guys are interested in doing?
No. So this season we're playing the full TSXL series.
Nick Heck is punching his computer right now as you're saying we're not playing Florida. Just for the record.
And then we're probably playing. Definitely playing Philly and Cup. I think we're just going to do the 2 NXLs this year. Just with COVID and everything and traveling and just.
Dude, it's tough. Dude, travel stuff.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's so expensive, dude, and it creeps up on you so fast.
So we're gonna.
Mike's got 3 kids back there. He don't want to.
Yeah, they're all right. They're fun. Work gets in the way. He works busy, guys.
Well, it's tough with everything. Yeah, not only just financially paying for hotel, car, this, that, and the other thing, but getting the time off from work repeatedly. Because it's not just the weekend for the event; it's the weekends leading up. You got to do the layout weekends and all this stuff. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, I mean, so that's our plan right now. If we throw another event in there, maybe we kind of set a schedule for those particular events for now, and then we'll play it by ear on the other events. Going to play D4 next season. Our plan is to move up to what division? See how good we do.
Yeah, right.
Most likely D3. Mike would like us to buy the pro spot, but I'm trying to talk him out. And we're looking to expand the organization too. Probably looking to add a D5 line, or
hell yeah.
We're trying to figure out what we want to do, whether it's add the D5 line or wait and add the D4 line and move guys up to a D3 line, and how we want to do that. But we definitely want to grow our organization, and we take the game serious, and we take we like to grow the sport as much as possible, and we'd like our organization to be around for a long time, because we think that it's been going well. We're not even around a year yet, and we've made a name for ourselves, I feel like, in the area as far as D4 teams go.
Dude, I think you definitely have. No, for sure.
No, thank you, man. That means a lot. That means a lot. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I remember watching you guys last year in D5. I think I was helping Waldo at an event or something, and you guys were there. And I remember watching you guys.
We did the 1 D5 event. And then when I'm going to even be straight up, like when I first saw them, because I was like, I've seen this kid before. It was Ian. I was like, I've seen this kid before. I'm like, this
Who
kid's
they
playing D5. I'm like, this kid's playing D5. I'm like, let me check this thing. And I'm like, oh, they got some OGs. Like, I know they haven't practiced, but this is D5. I was like, but, you know, they were one of my picks to win, and then they got second. And I was like, all right, you know. But I mean, speaking of that, coming from last year to this year, you know, Mike's one of the tryout guys, and it seemed like he was a big instrumental part of the win.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you had tryout guys, so just kind of maybe even talk. I know you picked up. So I mean, even going into, you know, so like Simitachi was on leverage, so you guys beat leverage to get in. Mike played with Gil and all those guys from the NWO days. So I mean, kind of go into some of like your other guys, like your pickups or anything like that. I know.
Yeah.
Like Simitachi, Mike, and I think he picked up
John Papa, yeah. So we our OG line was myself, Nick Hecht, Anthony Randazzo, Ian Wallace, and Nick Furka were kind of the That's How Raptors, you know, we kind of all grouped up and started it. And then Drew Hansson came in because he was friends with Ian, and they used to play together back on what was it, Vengeance? Vengeance days. And then we were kind of having a little bit of issues getting our practices together with only 6 guys. You know, one or two guys can't make it, and now you don't even have enough bodies to play. So we're trying to get Simitachi to come and play with us because him and I and Randy used to play together for way back when on the Bad Habits days. Most people probably don't even know who that is, but we used to play together. So we tried to get him to come over, and he was with Leverage or Bust. I guess it bust because he came over.
Right.
He got a major in that, right? He got a major in that against Leverage, and we were like, dude,
did you throw it?
Yeah, like, you're still with them. We know it. We know that you're playing all along.
We knew it.
You're trying too hard to beat them, dude. We could just beat them straight up. Like, don't be doing that stuff. That's what I always say to guys when they leave.
Yep. So we've been trying to get him to come over for a while. He wasn't sure what he was gonna do. Then we did the tryout. Mike showed up. We were gonna cut him, but we figured we'd give him a shot. And then
I don't think that's not true at all. I think he actually asked me. I was like, you need to pick this guy up, or you're stupid. Or I'm picking him up. Like, you know what I mean?
And then John Papa was there, and you know, we liked him as well. Has good gun skills, great player. So it was awesome, you know, to find 2 really solid players to come and pick him up was great. And then we were kind of at that point set with our roster. Eight guys is pretty good number of guys. And then finally Simitachi was like, I'm coming. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Let's do it.
So we got 9 now, which is a healthy number. And I mean, everybody's just has a lot of paintball. There's a lot of experience on this team, you know, all the way back to, like Mike was saying, PSP days and everything. So it's awesome. We're a little old, but you know what?
The real question is, because I've known him for a little bit, seen him last year and stuff, and I'm sure some of the listeners are dying to know too, is why did he shave his mustache, man? What the fuck, dude? Come on, dude.
Listen,
you even know? I'm disappointed, dude. That thing was beautiful.
We're gonna start this right now. So anybody who sees him from now on, his name is actually Billy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So our team has a lot of repetitive names, and we have a Hansson and Hansson, Andy and Randy, and whatever. So Mike couldn't get the name straight when he joined our team. So Simitachi's name became Billy. So we all call him Billy now. So
too many Andys, Randys. I was like, bro, you're Billy. I was like, I'm just gonna call you Billy from now on. Nobody else. And we're on the thing. I'm like, yo, Billy, this, that, whatever. We're playing like on the field, and it just sucked. Guys coming up the field calling him Billy. Next thing you know, he's Billy.
That's hysterical, dude.
I'm sorry if we don't.
On the comp stream, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Billy.
Yeah.
So Billy.
No last name either.
He's got his own style over there. You know, Die Guy. They were calling him on the podcast because he's the only one not in a Raptors jersey because he's too cool for Raptors jersey. Drew will tell you that. But we're gonna get him one. He's got to have his own style. And the mustache, I guess, wasn't in style right now.
I was
Oh,
so
the DM8 was. The DM8 took over.
Yeah, he's shooting DM8 at the tournament. You know, whatever. It worked. He got kills.
The kid's filthy, man. The kid's really good. He's a really good paintball player.
Oh, he
He's
was
a
balling
really
out.
good paintball player. Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised. We're lucky to have him on the team.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I just had to because like I saw him last year and he had this like, dude, that handle that with the curl, dude, it was so sweet, dude.
He's gonna bring it back for World Cup, I think.
Is that okay? I hope that's fact, dude. I'll be
No,
so
he
happy.
should keep it off now. Now he's got
I can't believe you just leaked that out, Matt. Unbelievable.
breaking news. No, he needs to keep his shit how he wore. He's the exact jersey with the exact same.
My guy.
Can't die guy it is from now on. Can't change anything.
Nobody's gonna know his real name. From now on, he's just gonna be Billy and Die Guy. That's it.
Billy the Die Guy. Hell yeah.
Billy the Die
Billy
Guy.
the
Like, who are you talking about? Nobody's gonna have any idea what you're talking about.
Well, Waldo, you better make Comp put that on his name on the next slash name.
I don't think he got his ID badge, so I could just like edit it maybe.
There's gonna be a circle and you give him his ID card next time and it says Billy.
No, you know what it does though now? Because James showed me it. So like when people put their stupid nicknames in like the nickname part, so his says James is beautiful and then his last name. Like because it says it on the ID badge. I'm like, this is fucking. I was gonna get rid of it, but I didn't know how. So I was
Dude,
like,
not for nothing though, but James did a great job on the not podcast, the
webcast.
He did a great job on the webcast. Yeah, I was like going back to listening. I was laughing the whole damn time, man. He was really funny.
Kid's a clown, but whatever. I enjoy it.
What's
No, he
Saturday?
did a good job also.
Well, though, did you hear him Saturday?
Nah.
Saturday, he's like, you paid Marcelo all that money.
It better be worth it.
Oh my God. I'm
Dude,
like,
I heard
the smoke for
never.
sure, dude.
Did Leverage play Gator Gang? Someone played Gator Gang the one day, and they were
That was on Sunday.
Leverage they're like Leverage Gang or don't bang or whatever. Dude, I think you know what it is. That's bringing something up. I think the webcast got people like it was rainy and shit like that, but you could see like people are going to hit the buzzer, but the minute the camera guy was there, they'd be like, "Yeah, let's go, smashing it!" Like people were hyped.
100%, dude. That was the best. The guys on the field, those like floating cameras on the field, made it like
awesome.
I had no idea. My parents were at home watching it. Again, I'm 33. Like I have children. Like my parents are at home watching it. I come home, my dad's like, "I saw you like hit the buzzer. You're doing a great job." I'm like, dude, that just gets people who are not in paintball interested in paintball, and that's the whole point of this, right? We want to just grow it and make it bigger.
Yep.
So
Dude,
it was
couldn't
cool.
said it better.
Mama Hanson coming out next event.
I don't know. I got my wife to come out this event, man. Shout out to her, right?
Yeah.
Pit mom.
Pit crew.
Pit mom.
I think that was the big help, man. Like you guys rolled deep with the pit crew.
Dude, we never had to think about filling a pod. We never had to think about getting a pod off the field. Ferker's brother came out and helped. I mean, we never had to worry about picking a play. We had Nick Cristione in there. It was just go out and do your thing. I think that's huge. That's huge. Immeasurable.
Oh yeah. No, that's what we were talking about it before, but again, you could just focus on your job. You don't have to worry about cleaning off the pod or, oh shit, is this pod a rattler? It's like, no, man, I just got to go. Like, Matt, I got to go to the cannon. I got to shoot fucking snake side. That's my job. It's the only thing I'm thinking about. It's the only thing I'm worried about. I don't got to worry about any of this other bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was good, man. And it was fun to, get some of those wins that were like really, meaningful.
Yeah. No, dude, 100%. So, dude, the event's over, all said and done. Give me a little overview of the event. Like I said, it was kind of shitty. It rained. I know at some time the buzzer wasn't working because paintball event in the rain, dude. But all in all, dude, how was the event? Like, final thoughts.
Say whatever you got to say. I'm just gonna say. No, man.
I mean, if we didn't already pay the franchise fee, we probably wouldn't be playing. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Dude, Matt, you're the best, dude. You're welcome on the show anytime. That was hysterical.
For what you had, dude, with the rain and everything, the addition of comp paintball, huge. Long live paintball, huge. Place is great. Obviously, with the 2 turf fields, there's not a lot of places like that. The event was run as good as you could run an event in the pouring rain. In the pouring rain. for the
Dude,
most
I
part.
thought so. I talked to Waldo beforehand, but like, dude, I watched the event the whole time because I was actually, it was like, I had nothing going on, so I was maybe gonna come on Sunday, but then as soon as I was rain, I was like, dude, sorry, dude, I'm fucking out. Like, I'm not getting paid. I'm not playing. I'll be tuning in. I'll be tuning into the live stream. I know you would have. Did it gets to a certain point in time where it's like get soaking wet or make $100?
No, it's gonna be more. Don't be giving out prices like that. It's more than $100. Anybody that wants to rep paintball and then think that they're good at repping and they won't make any mistakes, come on over. TSXL will pay you. It's a hard job. Refs have a very hard job.
Dude, 100%. That's why I wouldn't want to do it, dude. It sucks.
And
Dude,
don't threaten the refs. That's my motto today. Don't threaten the refs.
No,
Dude,
listen,
being a
I
ref sucks. Somebody hates
great
you. When you're a
job.
ref, somebody hates you.
No, it was good. I mean, all the reffing was, everybody gets pissed off when they get a penalty. It happens.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it is what it's part of the game. So I mean, the refs did a great job. Everything was great. The event was run very smooth. Minus making us play the finals game first, but we won't talk about that. And then,
We went over that. Technically, you're right, but I called you guys on the announcement thing a bunch of times to be ready.
I mean, listen.
We can just blame Nick Cashone. I mean, he was the coach. He didn't tell me. My coach didn't tell me that it was first game.
Hey, you guys won, so that's what matters. That's all that matters is you won.
Yeah.
But you just said it. The refereeing, not for nothing. The refereeing was as good as it could be again in the rain. And obviously, there's missed calls in every single tournament. But I mean, I know like some guys. We were talking about it before we started recording. Like on Saturday, a lot of us watched that leverage call with the Bears and everything like that. And again, I think there's no really fault on anybody. This guy's gun's facing one way, his head's facing the other. If the ref doesn't have that perfect angle, that's a difficult call to make, man.
Right.
You're just out there in the rain for hours. Like you're just out there just miserable as that ref. So for him to make that call, he made his call. He stuck to his guns. Was the right call? No, I personally don't think so. But what are you gonna do? How if he's not in that perfect? There's no replay in paintball. Either he had the angle or he didn't.
We're talking a split second to decision.
Right. And I like that he stuck to his call too, because I'm a big fan. Like calls are gonna be right, calls are gonna be wrong, but I don't want you to do flip flop and like, dude, this was my call. It is what it is. Fucking get over it.
Yeah. We got crushed in FTP on the call, right, Maddie? I remember talking about it. So he was nice about it.
Two times.
Dude,
2 times.
In the finals, I got pulled in the finals, snake corner. I got shot in the pack. Immediately after I heard the hit, I looked at the ref and called him over. He was standing right next to me. The ref on the other side of the field comes sprinting over and throws a minor and pulls me. And the ref out that was right next to me goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. That shouldn't have been a penalty." And I'm like, "It's too late now."
Yeah.
My pack, dude. I can't see my pack, dude.
That's worse. I'd rather you not say anything to me at all, dude. Don't say anything to me at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just let me be mad. Just let me be mad about it.
Yeah,
Don't tell me
and
I didn't deserve that.
it was in the finals against the newbies, and it's like it was a 3-on-3, and now you just took 2 bodies out, so we just lost that point because you made a bad call and you just admitted it to me, like
right.
But
like as it's happening too, it's like,
dude, it happens at every level though.
Right.
For sure.
I got cut. I got cut from NWO, aka.
No.
For a call.
AKA. No, I don't.
For a call.
AKA is the non-NWO starters. I feel no disrespect to AKA, but
no disrespect, but Kobe.
I don't think Gil was a starter. I like Gil a lot.
No, Gil started. So did Chris Sheehan. He started.
Snaggles. I think Snaggle. I said this a long time ago. I thought Snaggle was the best NWO player ever because I don't know. There's just one practice though because he legit. Sully was in the snake, so whatever. I'm gonna say this. I'll be blatant as hell as this. I think Sully is honestly the most overrated snake player ever. Asian Sully. If you ever watch this, most overrated. You get in the snake.
Let it eat, buddy. Let it eat.
Then you pop your head up and die. So one practice, Snaggle's yelling at him to go down the field. Snaggle, pissed off, goes past him, dives into the 50 snake, shoots 2 guys, and he's like, "See, that's how you fucking do it," or some shit like that. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's my favorite. I just think he's funny.
Chris Sheehan, listen, I shouldn't even say this because it's going public. I got lucky. On comp paintball, it glitched. Like a raindrop went on the wire at the right time. But what do you call it? Chris Sheehan was in the corner. I was in the Dorito or whatever. And he went like 9 feet out on the wire and shoots me. And I've known Chris, literally I used to, like when I was a kid, I used to walk to Chris Sheehan's house and we used to watch Dirter videos. Swear to God. in his room in his house. He lives on the next block over from me. We were like best buddies growing up. So Christian stepped all the way onto the wire and shoots me in my tank. So it's like it's like ping, and he literally, bro, he's like, Hansson, fuck you, get out. And I was like, I had to walk up to the bro, this is the finals. So it's like, it's my boy shooting me out, but it's also in the finals. So you're like, fuck, dude. Like, I walked off the field and I'm like, oh my God, Sheehan just shot me out and then laughed at me on a podcast, which my friends were watching. Like, it was brutal, man, brutal. He's a good player.
Oh, he's a clown, but he's a good player. He's entertaining. He's entertaining. He should get mic'd up.
Oh, for sure.
I would love it.
We that's on the list. We need to mic people up next one.
For sure.
Oh God, James would be so happy.
Oh my God, James guy. You need like a good back guy that like talks it up and like tells people what's going on. So like that's your role, Matt. So like you would probably be good. Or Hansson, Hansson yelling at you to go get the guy, please. That would have been good.
No, there was a couple of really good ones. I did have one good one to get I don't know if it was Leverage or if it was AKA, but when Drew and Nick.
I apologize, dudes. I gotta go take a piss real quick. So just
keep
talking. I'll be back in 1 second.
All good. I can take over from
when Drew and Nick were on Snake side, we got Scotch tape. Like we took it. I shot I think it was Leverage. I shot the Snake player off the break, and they didn't fill out to the Snake side. And I'm yelling Scotch tape to Drew, who's in RS2 or RS3, and he's still shooting D side just like calmly. And I'm screaming Scotch tape. He's not listening. And I went, Drew. I just started screaming his name at the top of my lungs. And finally he looks at me. I was like, Scotch tape.
Yeah.
But it was like 25 times I had to yell his name. And he's like,
dude, you know what really works? Like I'm telling you this, I don't call anybody's name anymore. I say, hey, motherfucker. And I shoot their bunker usually too. What? That's what I was saying. I always do this wrong. I was saying to this guy, we were playing this mechanical tournament. And I'm like, yo, Travis. I'm like, motherfucker. And I would turn around and I started shooting the shit out of his bunker. He'd be like, yeah. I'm like, fucking cross it up, dude. What are you doing?
Because I didn't have enough people shooting at my bunker. Thanks a lot.
No, all you need to do is cross. You just need to listen to me. That's all I'm going to tell you.
No, that was you're right, dude. It was a hectic situation. It was me and you, and I think there was 4 of them, and they were running down the field.
Yeah, and then I shot the guy. Well, whatever. This isn't my podcast. I shot the guy. He gets a major. Then I run down the field. The dead guy shoots me, so I turn and shoot him. Wipe the hits off. You know how paintball goes.
But hey, not for nothing though. I think you just said it like the perfect point. Not for nothing. That was the difference of watching paintball Saturday to playing and watching paintball on Sunday. The difference in the divisions is you watch these guys, Bay State Bandits. These guys that play on Infamous, pro guys. They literally go in their bunkers and they're like, yo, Billy, blah, 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 blah. They talk back and forth, and the communication is like we're talking now on this podcast. With, just super calm and super composed and knowing what your job is, and just be like, hey man, this guy's on me. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. That's the difference of winning a paintball tournament or not.
Dude, 100%. And it's really important, like what you say too. Like you could sit there and yell Snake Corner 1,000 times. Like that's not really that helpful. Like. After about the 3rd time, like, I know, fucking Snake Corner, dude. Like, you gotta the information you give out has to be precise and to the point. It can't be like this some bullshit.
Yeah,
for sure, man. That's all okay. Just working towards the common goal. Like, hey, bro, this guy's got me in right now. I can't make my move. I can't do my job because this guy's doing this.
Help me.
That's how me and Nick Heck work. Seriously, on that side of the field, and I think that's why we're so successful in the tournament. He'd be like, oh, that Dorito 1's on me. I'm like, all right, bump outside, go to Dorito 2, shoot Dorito 1 out or put him in, and then Nick was able to do his thing. That helps.
Right. No, dude, it totally helps. Waldo has this great saying where paintball is easy when you know where the fuck everybody is.
Yeah.
We know where everybody's at. There's not even a guess. Coined by me, said by me, posted by Justin Wood in whatever car ride that was. Shout out to Justin Wood. I always get some great one-liners, but I don't remember them, so he's just like hashtag young dude. I think the other one I said the one time I was like, you don't want to get too good at filling pods because then everyone's going to want you to fill the pods. That's another thing I always say. Because if you're really good at it, then all of a sudden everyone wants you to fill pods. So if you throw a couple Maraca pods in there, they're like, yo, you suck, walk away, and then you're like, all right, cool. I'm good.
Dude, me and him were like not cool after I got cut from NWL. And then like now, obviously we're a little. It's been like whatever 5 years or whatever. So then we started talking. I'm like, I'm not like a grudge holder. It's painful. Who cares, you know?
Right.
So like I see him now, and I'm like, bro. I was like, it finally comes out. I'm like, bro, what? You should never fucking cut me. That was a bullshit call. You know how that went. And he's like, nah, yeah, I know. Like, it's funny to just bring up shit from like 5 years
Right?
ago.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
No, right? Because then it's all smiles and stuff.
Yeah.
But so Matt, tell us about the sponsors for the Raptors before we get out of here. All the companies that support you guys and help you guys stay on the field and ready to rock.
It's Matt. It's only Matt. There's nobody
It's a
else.
long list.
It's Matt, and that's it.
Yeah, it's the Raptors pockets right now, and then along with paintball. That's where we're at the moment. So we haven't.
No, that's
we haven't
good.
really
Shoot whatever
pursued-
you want, wear whatever you want. Like,
Yeah,
dude, that's kind of where it's at.
That's where we're at the moment. We
Cool.
haven't really pursued anything yet. We wanted to build our resume a little bit, make sure we were anybody that sponsors us, we want to be a partnership. We want to be able to benefit them as well as they benefit us. And just being a regular paintball team that shows up and we want a sponsorship, it doesn't do anything for these companies, so we want to be able to offer them something in return for what's that?
Sponsorship.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays I feel like most sponsorships are discounts and stuff like that, which is great. It's helpful for us, helps save us some money and whatever. But we want to make sure that we have something to offer in return as a team, being on the podium and, repping their name, repping their gear and all of that. So we're working on it right now. It's our focus is the team, making sure that we're successful, and then we'll start doing that. Volcano, though, you're welcome because I love your bag. So I have it.
Overshot 10. Use the code.
I used Overshot to buy my bag initially. So we just had two more guys buy it. I gave them the Overshot code.
That's why again.
We need to get the rest of the team Volcano bags. So
Yeah, dude, they're sick. I really do love them. Like, I know that they're like whatever, they're sponsor of the podcast, but dude, legit, I am a giant fan of the bag.
Oh yeah, me too. I use it. It's great. So yeah, that's where we're at. And then Nick Heck, I think he said his gym is going to sponsor us, right, Mike? Something like that.
Yeah, I think he said he was going to give us a full ride. I thought.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But
nice,
he said
dude.
something like that.
Well, what's his gym called? Let's plug it.
Yeah. So no, we're going to work
cool.
on that.
Like, you'll get the other stuff will come. Do focus on winning, and the other bullshit will come. I like that, man.
Yep, that's our goal right now. Winning's the goal. The other stuff will fall behind.
We're in the beginning. We're a little seedling. We're trying to grow this into a big organization. I think adding a line, picking up sponsorships, continuing to be successful. These are all things that we need to, that we need to do that. Look at, organizations like the Newbies, Brave, these organizational, these bigger organization teams. You guys, they got their ducks in a row, and we got Matt Mazzella. So he's gonna put us in the right
baby. That's all you need.
Yeah, dude, Matt's crushing it, dude. Matt's crushing it.
No, it's a team effort. We're working on it together. Mike was a great addition for us too because he's also obsessed with paintball. So he definitely helps me with some of that admin stuff as needed, getting things organized. So
yeah, the
team effort.
Things.
That's what I say about Matt. He's trash on the field. He's outstanding off the field.
Right.
But you need that, dude.
You need
That's
that.
like all the great teams back in the day. You had the front killers. And then you had the older back guys. That's why this 10-man, you know what I mean? You had those older back guys that had the money. You need the guy with the money to float the kids. But I mean, now
the guys that can get the rental.
All you guys are old now.
I don't have the money, so
it works.
If they were looking for a guy with the money, they picked the wrong one.
Matt needs a paint sponsorship by himself. The amount of paint that kid dumps on. That's man.
Yeah, there's our paint tab, and it's just like everybody else, and then it's what Matt shot.
Well, dude, it's because you need to shoot that so then they can shoot this much. That's what I used to always tell my team. Back when we started and when our kids, you get the kid that would come to practice with two. I play snake. I get 3 pods. I'm only shooting a bag. I'm like, that's because I'm shooting 9 pods down the fucking thing. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was like when we played that 10-man. Bergie had me on the floor because he comes up to me like we're standing to go on the field. He's like, "Hey, you guys pool paint?" And I'm thinking, dude, why the fuck do you care if we pull paint? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, oh, good for you, bro. You got 12 pods on your back. The next closest guy only has 6, and you're all paying the same. Good for you, dude. I was like, oh. I was like, this is your angle. Funny. I like it, dude.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, the back guys don't always get the credit. We're just there slinging paint. All these guys go up and get all the kills and the glory, but
I mean, you almost had an MVP.
Almost. Matt, another shout out to Matty K for the nomination, but
Hansson was in there too. But when I came out, like it was like a 3-way thing, and then you guys were all like, "Give it to Nick, or he's gonna body slam me." I'm like, "All right. We're gonna go."
I'm not trying to get anyone body slammed over here.
I threatened your life, dude. I'm like, yo, Waldo, if you didn't get Nick Heck, listen, they love Ian. Ian's an electric player. The kid's a stud. No question.
Right.
But Ian's always like the face of the team. He's been around a long time. He looks real good when he plays. The kid gets the best pictures in the goddamn world. He's a stud. Not taking anything away from him whatsoever. But quietly on the other side of the field, Nick Heck, especially in this tournament, I would say, not kidding, probably got at least 60 to 70% of the kills the entire game.
He was killing it. And the thing about Ian was that, like you said, he ended up getting hurt. So, like, because when we were talking about it at first, it was Ian, and then people were like, well, he's not out there anymore. And I'm like, well, who's going down the D? I was like, well, look it up, Mike, because I kept, like, I would see a blur. Like, I'd be like, a little red Raptors jersey. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, I know Hansson's over there. So I'm like, it's got to be Hansson and the other guy. And I was like, all right. And then at one point, he bunkered the shit out of somebody. And I think you were behind him, Hansson, or you both were like fucking.
That was the AKA point.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a kid in the snake. Yeah, we finally came over.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that is when I was like, all right, it's got to be one of these D guys. And then that's when we were watching that. And then, like, I was asking Matty, and then Matty was like, yeah, Matt. I mean, listen, dude, I mean, when you win, like, against a good team like that, like, you need a whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you had your 6th, 7th guy step up when he was hurt.
No, Nick 100% deserved it. I just messed about the back player glory MVP stuff. Like, Nick was absolutely crushing D side. There was a couple points where he pulled off 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s. Like in the prelims, he came off the field one time. I remember Mike, I don't know if you remember, it was like our first or second match. And it was like the 3rd point in a row. He was the last guy left on the D side battling his way through, and he pulled the point off. And then he lost the 3rd point, and he just threw his hands up. He's like, guys, what the fuck? And he's like in the middle of the field screaming because
he's saying what the fuck. Meanwhile, he lost a 1-on-1. Bro, I don't care if it's 3-on-1. He's done a 1-on-1 loss. Like, come on, guys.
You never lose a 1-on-1
I don't know if it was a 1-on-1.
You could start losing. Maybe.
It was a 1-on-1. Go back and watch the goddamn podcast. It was a 1-on-1, and he lost. I was like, it's a 1-on-1 with Nick Heck. We're good. He's over there. He right in the, and he walks off, and I'm like, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, dude, you lost. What are you talking about?
Too funny.
Yeah, so he was definitely playing a real solid day. He deserved it for sure.
Dude, you want to hear something? Here's something funny for this podcast. Nick Hecht and I come from the same era. Never knew each other. I played on ECE. He played on Gridlock, and it was San Diego Aftermath, Kitman Effect, ECE, and Gridlock, and that was like the top 4 of like every PSP for like 05, 06, 07, like that era. And Voltage, those guys were really good too. All these guys all eventually went pro and this and that. But like guys like Nick Hecht and myself kind of like fell off and like stopped playing for a while. And then like Marcelo Margat was on Aftermath at that time.
Yeah.
So like when he was at this tournament, I was showing him pictures. Like we had like old pictures of all of us together. And it was like we were children. We were like literally like, I was maybe 18 or 19, so he was maybe like 15,
Right,
like
Woodley was on the team too, and that's the picture with Woodley, Stanek, Goldman, and all them, right?
Yeah. Alex Goldman's in it, John Woodley's in it, who else? I mean, Robbie Alpha, Joey Alpha, Nick Christian, Ivan O'Rama, remember Ivan?
With the Virtue video, right? Wasn't he the Virtue video guy?
Yeah. Shout out to Ivan, man. Another great guy. But dude, that picture's filled with guys that became successful in the team ball world, and so this funny story is somebody was saying like, oh, somebody messaged me on Instagram. Andrew DeLillo messaged me and he was like, bro, this guy, Nick Heck, I think I know him. I think he had a mohawk and I think he tried out for ECE and like didn't make it. His dad drove him there. So I screenshot the whole thing. I send it to Nick and I'm like, bro, did you try out for ECE? I don't remember this. And he was like, oh, bro, I don't know. But I did have a mohawk and my dad did drive me everywhere. I'm like, bro, it was you.
Definitely
So he
you,
went
yeah.
to South and he went and he played for Gridlock. So we were playing against each other, you know, literally 15 years ago. And then now we're on the same team now, you know, getting it done on that side.
So yeah, flash forward a decade later.
Yep.
What a thought.
Too funny. Dude, thank you guys so much for coming on and doing this for us, dude, spending this much time with us, giving us the breakdown, giving us some cool little stories, dude. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, thanks for having us.
No,
Trying to
dude,
grow the brand best we can. Let's go.
Let's go, Raptors. Let's go. Yeah, guys. So thank all the listeners for tuning in and hanging out for as long as you have. We really appreciate it. You guys are the best. And again, thank you to Mike and Matt from the Raptors for coming on, spending time with us, breaking down the TSXL. Like I said, I know it was rainy and crappy, but dude, it's really easy talking about a venue one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Hell yeah. So again, they keep winning. We'll keep having them back. They were a great time, and we'll catch all you guys on the next episode. Take it easy, guys.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.